What did you do? Hello there everyone, welcome back to Geekin Out. I'm your student Nate Myster here for another Geekin Out video. And here today we're going to be reviewing the most anticipated Avengers Infinity Wars with the main freaking villain, the main man, Thanos.
Tell me his name again.
Thanos.
So yes, this movie I've just been waiting on for so freaking long. But the thing is, does it really meet the hype? But there's a lot of things that occur in this film that I'm not really happy about, which I will go into detail. And the thing is, I love the Russo brothers, man. They gave us Winter Soldier, the best film in this Marvel Cinematic Universe. I expected better from Avengers Infinity Wars. So let's get right into the review. We start off the film right after Thor Ragnarok. And you already know Thanos is out for freaking blood. He's taking no prisoners. He's wiping them freaking out like a villain should. A good villain should. And that's what I like about this film, is that they really worked on the actual villain. And it's sad, really, because it took us almost 10 freaking years to actually get a good villain. Of course, we did get a good villain from Loki, even though Loki is more of an anti-hero now than a villain. We also did get some good villains from Winter Soldier and Black Panther with Killmonger. And I'm hoping this is the start of better villains with Thanos coming into play. So pretty much, the Russo brothers show off Thanos' strength by taking out freaking Hulk. He comes in to give that Hulk smash, but Thanos like, Thanos comes and gives him a freaking good jabs with the Power Stone. Alright, he has the Power Stone from Xandar. And I'm like, damn, he took out Nova Corps and took the Power Stone from them. And now he's wiping out freaking Hulk, Thor, and Loki. Hulk is down, Thor is down, Heimdall's down. So pretty much it's up to Loki to try and save the freaking day, or try to save somebody. Heimdall, he sends Hulk over to Earth with the Bifrost, so it's only Loki and Thanos right now standing toe-to-toe. Now, in order to save Thor, Loki gives the Tesseract to Thanos, and Thanos breaks it and it becomes the freaking Space Stone. And he puts it with the Power Stone right there, right? And so Loki tries to trick Thanos into letting him join the Black Order. But unfortunately, Thanos not having that. And Loki, I don't know why, but he goes and tries to slit Thanos' throat. Loki dies in the beginning of this film. Thor is like heartbroken. He really wants to wipe out Thanos, but he doesn't have the strength. Loki, he's dead. He's dead. But here's the thing about Loki. We've seen this before. And here's the thing. Thanos only has the Power Gem and the Space Gem. So he doesn't have the Reality Gem at this point. So Loki does have the upper hand because he has done this before. He has tricked us to thinking that he was dead. And we believed it. We all freaking believed it. He creates illusions. He knows what he's doing. And that's why I don't think he's dead yet. Loki has hit him before. He's somewhere plotting, trying to figure out how to beat Thanos. And also, Loki leaves a final speech to Thor that the sun will rise again for us, brother. We all know he's gonna come back and he's gonna take on Thanos because Loki's gonna try and pull Batman, figure out Thanos' weaknesses, and then take him out. Anyway, let's get back to the story. Thanos blows up the ship with the Asgardians and Thor in it and leaves them for dead. And he heads out for the next Infinity Stones. Alright everyone, I had to put the Infinity Gauntlet back over to its spot because it's getting freaking heavy. It's a freaking workout as I'm freaking moving around and getting animated for this review. I just can't do it. Anyway guys, Hulk crashes on Earth and meets up with Doctor Strange and the gang. And unfortunately, he cannot turn into Hulk anymore. We see this later when Iron Man comes in when the Black Order starts attacking the city. And what I find funny is that straight up, one of the villains from the Black Order, Emily Maw, is now known as freaking Squidward thanks to freaking Iron Man. I thought it was hilarious that they just freaking called him Squidward. And if that's the case, they should have called him freaking Voldemort because he does have those characteristics and abilities kind of like Voldemort. Well, wizard-like. Now the fight begins with the Black Order and Iron Man Doctor Strange team. Unfortunately, Bruce Banner cannot transform into the Hulk because after what happened between him and Thanos left them so scarred, he cannot transform into the Hulk because out of fear. Bruce Banner mentally is afraid, mentally scarred, that he cannot physically transform into the Hulk without struggling. Anyway, I did like Emily Maw and also how he's able to hold his own against Doctor Strange, which Doctor Strange is already overpowered as it is with the Time Stone in hand. But Emily Maw is able to capture Doctor Strange aboard his ship with the stone and fly him out of Earth towards Titan to meet up with Thanos. And Iron Man and Spider-Man were able to board the ship before it went to hyperspace. Alright, so let's jump into the other Avengers. After what happened with Iron Man, Spider-Man, and Doctor Strange leaving Earth, Bruce Banner picks up the flip phone that Tony Stark left behind and calls up Captain America to let him know what's going on. So the rest of the Avengers and Captain America's team reunite to save Scarlet Witch and the Vision from Proxima Midnight and Chorus Glaive. So here's an issue I have with the other two members of the Black Order. Unfortunately, they are throwaway villains. They are. After they wipe the floor with Scarlet Witch and the Vision, the one with the freaking Mind Stone in his forehead, Captain America and his team comes to save the day, and Black Widow wrecks the both of them? And I just found it hilarious that the two members of the Black Order, some of the strongest beings of Thanos, was able to get wrecked by Black Widow? A human freaking being who has no abilities? They didn't set that up properly. But Captain America and Falcon were there to help her out, so I'm not too mad about that. Anyway, Captain America and his team are back together again, and they head to Wakanda to try and remove Vision's stone without killing him. So they go to Wakanda to try and fix it with Shuri. Alright, Captain America's team and Iron Man's team are introduced, and both teams are heading towards two different directions in the story, which leaves us with character development for Thanos. I'm very impressed with the way Russo brothers handled Thanos. Thanos pretty much went from loving death, destruction villain to a more sympathetic villain, like a villain with a tragedy, a dark past. I'm not a big fan of taking the Loki treatment for Thanos, but it worked, and I was fine with that. If it didn't work, then I would have been hella pissed off with Thanos, because we spent almost half the movie telling his freaking story, and the connection he has with Gamora, which I was kind of like, in the fences with. I was not a big fan of the Guardians of the Galaxy's presence in this film, other than Rocket and Groot, who helped Thor create his new hammer, the Stormbreaker, which is pretty epic. Other than that, the rest of the Guardians just played comedy relief for the rest of the film.
He is not a dude. You're a dude. This is a man. A handsome, muscular man.
It's like his muscles are made of Kotati metal fibers.
Stop massaging his muscles.
Pretty much the rest of the Guardians could have just went to a whole different direction and their presence wouldn't play any significance to the story. But let's get back to Thanos and Gamora. The relationship they had in this film, I didn't believe it. It just didn't fit right that she actually had emotions for Thanos. Even though it was a bit rushed, it was okay. So the story takes off in not one, not two, not three, but 4 different directions in 2.5 hours. One direction is Thanos' character development. The second direction is Captain America's team in Wakanda. The third direction is Iron Man's team headed to Titan. And the fourth direction, which I find to be the better developed arc story in all this freaking mess, is Thor's journey in creating Stormbreaker. Now, before I discuss my feelings towards the ending, I want to talk about the pros and the cons in this film. I did like the fact that the Russo brothers actually got Thor right. Unfortunately, the two things that the MCU has been failing at is providing a good villain, and 2, the way Thor is portrayed. And the Russo brothers actually got both of them right, especially Thor. I just love the fact that we actually get to see how powerful Thor really is. He literally took a star, the power of a freaking star, to his body. The literal sun burned him while trying to create Stormbreaker, a weapon so powerful it can literally summon the Bifrost. Oh my god, wow, Thor is freaking God. He's the god of freaking thunder, and I loved how this movie showcased that. Great job, Russo brothers. Great freaking job. I just love the chemistry between Thor, Groot, especially Rocket. And also, we get a big cameo from Peter Dinklage, and he helps Thor create the Stormbreaker. And I love his presence in the film. I just love the fact that we got a little bit more backstory on how the Infinity Gauntlet was created, which Thanos forced Peter Dinklage to create the Infinity Gauntlet. And yes, I was this close to start singing the song, Peter Dinklage, Peter Dinklage. Now, my second pro, Thanos. I just love how they properly took their time to build this character. The Russo brothers were able to develop a story, a past for Thanos, which should have taken more than one film into one movie. Congratulations, guys. These guys did a fantastic job in telling Thanos' story.
But this does put a smile on my face.
And now for the cons. Unfortunately, I hate to say this, but there's a lot more cons than there are pros in this film. Starting with Doctor Freaking Strange. Now, there's several abilities that Doctor Strange shows off in this film, especially one ability where he can foresee events through the Time Stone. And he was able to see 14,000 whatever possible futures before Avengers Infinity Wars. Now here's an issue I have. Why wasn't he able to see the future aboard Ebony Maw's ship? Now after Tony Stark and Spider-Man save Doctor Strange from the tortures of Ebony Maw, Doctor Strange tries to convince Tony Stark to turn the ship around back to Earth. Now, Tony Stark, he never said that he couldn't turn around the ship, but he kept arguing with Doctor Strange, telling him that, what if we take the fight to Thanos at Titan, with only the 3 of them? Now, Doctor Strange was so concerned about this plan. Why did he see the possible future, 2 Avengers and 1 Wizard? Why didn't he see the possible futures then? He would have been able to see a possible future of going back to Earth and regrouping with the rest of the freaking Avengers on Wakanda. I would not doubt if Doctor Strange saw a possible win if they all jumped Thanos together. Like, why didn't he do that? Why didn't he see the possible future aboard the ship before reaching the freaking Titan where they couldn't reach Earth in time to join the fight in Wakanda? There was time for Doctor Strange to turn the ship around from where they were at and join the fight with Captain America. Why didn't that happen? Why did Doctor Strange wait so long to use that ability until they reached Titan? Like, if he knew how to use that ability beforehand, he should have used it aboard the ship in order to realize that this is a bad idea. There's a better possible win if we go back to Earth and jump Thanos when he reaches there. And I just can't believe that freaking Tony Stark decided that, hey, just the 3 of us against freaking Thanos. Number 2. The story, the plot, going into 4 different directions. The story was just jumping around to each branch. Even though it flowed alright, it still seemed off for most of the characters, especially the Guardians of the Galaxy. The flawed reunion between Bruce Banner and the Captain America team, especially Romanoff, to bring back that love arc between them. We were mostly focused on freaking Vision's love arc than freaking Bruce Banner and Natalie, who deserved better. That reunion deserved better than just them awkwardly looking at each other like, hi, Nat. And freaking Falcon mentioned in the freaking movie that it was an awkward reunion between Natalie and Bruce. And I know we didn't have time to build up that story, but I think we would have found more time if the story wasn't pulled in 4 different directions. I'm like, wow.
Let's talk about this plan of yours. I think it's good, except it sucks. So let me do the plan, and that way it might be really good. Wow.
My next con is the Infinity Stones. Why was the only person that was using the Infinity Stones was Thanos? And we had 2 holders of the Infinity Stones never use them. Freaking hell, Doctor Strange had the Time Stone for almost half the freaking movie. Almost the entire movie. Literally, one of the strongest beings, actually the most overpowered being other than Thanos, didn't even use the Infinity Stone. The only time Doctor Strange actually used the Infinity Stone was to see the 14,000 whatever futures. I'm like, are you serious? Doctor Strange, you're the one that held out Dormammu. Why didn't Doctor Strange use the time loop, his best move? You mean to tell me that he decides that, hey, messing with time is a bad thing after what he did to Dormammu? And now you decide to quit messing with time after you're facing with one of the strongest beings in the universe? Are you kidding me? You couldn't manipulate time to your advantage to defeat Thanos? And there's a point when Star-Lord gets so mad, he starts beating the hell out of freaking Thanos after they were about to pull the Infinity Gauntlet. And you couldn't mess with time then to stop Star-Lord from ruining the plans?
Wow.
And then there's some of you that may argue that it's all part of the endgame of Doctor Strange's plan. And I'm here like, it just doesn't make sense to me when you were about to win! You were about to win and take the Infinity Gauntlet! And what I would have preferred if Doctor Strange had used the Time Stone against Thanos. And at that moment, Thanos uses the Power Gem and the Reality Gem together to trump the Time Gem. To the point where Doctor Strange sees a whole nother reality and he's tricked. And Thanos takes the Time Stone from him. That would have been a better climactic end to the battle between Thanos and Doctor Strange. Because that didn't make sense to me how easy Thanos took all the stones. He literally took all the stones without any freaking struggle. Literally. No struggle at all. Because nobody used their stones! Nobody used their freaking stones! Vision was too busy falling in love that he couldn't freaking control his damn stone! Are you serious? I would imagine that you wanted to protect the love of your freaking life with the damn stone! That's not enough motivation to get your ass together and freaking face off against Thanos? All you did was complain and whine like Anakin freaking Skywalker because of love and this and that you could have really used the freaking stone. Just kill me now, because I have no purpose in the story than falling in love with Scarlet Witch. It was as if the Russo brothers did not watch any of the MCU films and didn't know the characters' potentials. But we will see in Avengers 4 what was the end game, what was Doctor Strange's plan. My fourth con. The villains of this story, the Black Order. Now, the Black Order, they were just throwaway villains. Even Amity Maul, who I am really enjoying this movie, just got wasted, wrecked so easily. All of them got wrecked so easily. Corvus Glaive, do you understand his abilities? The weapon that he carries is infamous for cutting through anything in the universe, especially Hulk's hide. Cut through Hulk. And not even that, Corvus Glaive, his weapon allows him to be immortal. With the weapon, his healing factor is top notch. The Russo brothers failed at understanding their characters. Oh, come on, there was time for you to explain his abilities. Like the fight between Vision. Vision could have blasted him with his freaking stone, which never happened, and the Corvus Glaive could have just healed up like, is that all you got? And last but not least, Thor. Come on! When Thor came in, he wrecked everybody with Stormbreaker. But then when the opportunity calls for you to defeat Thanos after he gained all the Infinity Stones, you decide the last word, the speech you had for Thanos, was more important than actually defeating him and saving the universe from the Infinity Gauntlet?
You serious?
You could have literally cut the arm off of Thanos and then deliver your speech and then killed him. Why didn't you do that? Why didn't you just cut the damn arm off? Why? Because you wanted to deliver your final speech to him before he went to the afterlife? Are you kidding me, Thor?
Wow.
There were so many plot holes in this movie that it really pissed me off. But it didn't piss me off to the point to hate this movie because it was actually a good movie. It's a fun movie. I had a lot of fun watching it with my friends and family. It was cool. It's a cool freaking movie. But unfortunately, the plot holes brought the score down. Way down. And like that, let's discuss the ending. Thanos won the war. Thanos snapped his fingers and wiped out half the universe. And we started to see all these characters dying. I felt very sad, of course, that some of these characters, even freaking Bucky, one of my favorite characters, went out. And Spider-Man, he's gone too. And even Doctor Strange. And also, there is an end credit scene where Nick Fury pretty much disappears. And he drops the beeper, which was calling to Captain Marvel. Which is going to be interesting. I really want to see how powerful is she going to be in the MCU. Is he going to be strong enough to defeat, along with Thor, to go up against Thanos? That's going to be an interesting fight. And now for the rating. I give Avengers Infinity Wars a 7 out of 10. A Geekin Out.
I hope they remember you.
Anyway, guys, thank you for checking out Geekin Out. I'd love to hear your thoughts down below about how you feel about the film. Do you agree with my plot holes? Please comment below, and also comment your favorite moment from the film or your favorite character. I would love to hear your thoughts down below. And also, if you like what you see and want to see more, click the like and subscribe to me. And if you'd like to see more of my movie reviews and my hatred over The Last freaking Jedi, check them out down below right there. Other than that, everyone, humble yourself, and thank you for checking out Geekin Out. I'd love to see you in the next one, and hasta la vista.